What is the deal, beautiful people? It is your boy Uncle Rizza. Feel a little sick, but I'm still in the building. We got a question, a very dope question from one of our subscribers. Shout out to the homie Dreadhead. And he asked a very interesting question here. How do you feel about PC getting the same Xbox Live services and features for free, while on the Xbox console you have to pay? I really didn't think about this until he mentioned it, and good insight from my man right here. Good catch. This is definitely a topic to be had. So let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to the beginning of services like Xbox Live. With the first Xbox, Microsoft announced it, and they gave their vision for it. And the PC guys, they laughed at it. What the hell is this? We've been doing online gaming for years, but online gaming was a very innovative thing in the console world. Dreamcast dabbled in it a little bit, but Microsoft was bringing it full circle. You know what I mean? They wanted to create not only this virtual multiplayer world, but they wanted you to have the basics like a voice communication, a friends list, and the ability to send messages and invites to games, so on and so forth. So it was a very innovative thing when it first came about. And Sony famously refused to jump in, and they famously said online gaming has no place on the console. It's a PC thing. And with the introduction of the PlayStation 3, Sony did a 180 and introduced PSN, and then they put their arrogance on it and said, we believe that online gaming should be 100% free as a service to the hardware you own. Okay, fine. But at that point, the industry was already conditioned to pay for Xbox Live. It was almost like paying for a premium service. I think a lot of people understood that. And there was a lot of debate and a lot of butting at the heads between the PSN and the Xbox Live community, because they didn't get why you would pay for something, because it's a comparison, right? On the PlayStation, they could watch Netflix without paying. On the Xbox, you couldn't. But the PSN was always trash. I mean, you're talking about the interface and just core quality services. The servers weren't always up to snuff. The friends list was a joke at some point. I mean, all of these things they fixed, but it was always still free. And then you had to deal with a lot of the instability and the hacking and so on and so forth that went on PSN. So again, it was the communities both had their validity to stand on. As an Xbox member, I'd always tell you I would gladly pay not to go through the bullshit that the PSN guys went through. And the PSN guys would always say, hey, it's free and it works. It's not perfect, but it works. Okay, fine. PS4 comes about, and Sony again does a 180, and they start charging for PSN after they said they would never charge for PSN. And I feel like this is really the meat and potatoes of your question. It's Sony coming to the realization that these services are not cheap, and they cannot be covered by the upfront cost of the hardware or the games. This service is an ongoing thing, and I liken it to something like mass transit for those of you who lives in the city. You're not paying to get on a bus per se. You're paying because there's a bus driver that drives the bus. He needs to be paid. There's a mechanic that fixes the bus. He needs to be paid. There's people who clean the bus. They need to be paid. So it's not all about the fact that in the very 100% baseline you're getting on a bus. No, it's the fact that you're contributing to a slew or a core of services that make this one service run, and that's okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. So as it is now, both PSN and Xbox Live are paid services, and Xbox has done some really cool things to compete with PSN. Like they removed the paywall for Netflix and so on and so forth, and then they're trying to compete with PlayStation's what is the PlayStation Now? Not the PlayStation Now. What do they call that thing where they give away the games for free? I forgot what they call it, but it's a very dope service. These guys give away a lot of good games, and Microsoft is trying to compete with that. They can't. That PlayStation's still winning with that shit. But I think there's a realization here that these services definitely need to be upkept. There's a maintenance fee per se. Now, explaining all of that brings us to a big question mark on why it's free on the Xbox. Now, why it's free on the PC side. I don't think Microsoft particularly outlined if they will or will not be charging on the PC front. I feel as though it's just a game of numbers. They're throwing it out there. They're making, they're layering the infrastructure in the background, and they're saying, "Hey guys, it's here. You want to use it?" I feel as if they can gather some steam that they will charge for it, just like they would on the PC. On the Xbox. So what I would want to see is if they can get a substantial amount of users on the PC side, that they lower the price, across the board. Like, don't charge the PC guys $60, charge them $25, and then lower the price on what the console guys pay for Xbox Live to $25. Even it out, spread the cost across the board. Now, I have no idea what Microsoft's maintenance fees are for these things, or what it actually costs them to maintain these hundreds of thousands of servers. So I'm just speaking out the ass here, but I think that it may not always be free on the PC side, and if it is free on the PC side, then we might be looking at a potential situation where Xbox Live may be free on the consoles or substantially less. So I get your question. I don't think the discrepancy in price, being completely free on the PC and $60 on the Xbox, I don't think that'll stand long, especially not if a lot of people take to Xbox Live on the PC. What I do like coming out of this conversation, though, is the fact that the Xbox will be seen as a viable gaming platform for PC gamers. So those PC gamers who buy into the Xbox, right, the Xbox Live service, and they continue their Steam games, so on and so forth, they have their social network, their friends list that they build, and to be able to remove themselves from the PC and then go on the Xbox and play Forza, but still have the ability to chat with their PC friends, so on and so forth. I think that's going to be huge, and that, for me, that's actually one of the reasons why I don't do much PC gaming, because if they don't have a party system over there, I can't talk with my boys. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. I think something's going to happen. Either they're going to charge for it on the PC, or we're going to see a reduction in price on the Xbox. But you guys holla at me. Let me know how you think this is going to unfold. Leave your questions or your comments in the comment section below. Like the video. We appreciate the support. Share it to all your friends. We're trying to make a push right now to get the subscribers up, so throw us out there on your social networking feeds, baby. Tell all your friends about us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's your boy, Uncle RZA. I'm out of here. Peace.